has done it again. They have the new Gen 2 HP tools, new lineup. They have sunset the previous generation, and they are coming out in March of 2025 exclusively at the Home Depot with the new generation of HP tools. Now, I've got to say, I love this whenever they bring out new tools because we're going to get a lot of really cool new technology with that. And that's how they got to keep the marketing game going. They got to keep their sales up, all that great stuff. But if we take a look at this, we're going to blast through this because I'm going to give you the facts of what you need to know. I'm not going to sell you on it. I'm just going to tell you what I know and how I interpret and then what I extrapolate from this particular review. Now, I've done testing of all the tools of almost all the generations as well. I've been doing this for a long time. So I'm going to tell you what to expect. If we take a look at this tool right here, this is a really high quality picture actually, and I would hope so. But it's going to be, you're going to get this kit. It's going to come with a 4 amp hour battery, not the Edge battery. This is the typical battery. This is the new just drill driver. Now, some of the specs on this, we're going to pop down through here. It's going to cost you $159. It's the PBL DD02K1. And that kit, it's going to come with the battery. But let's just go to the specifications, right? It's going to deliver 45% faster drilling compared to the PCL206. If you look that up, that is the brushed version of it. Now, they're going to try and get you the biggest disparity as possible. In reality, if you look at the version before this particular so Gen 1, it's going to be nominally better. It's going to be a little bit better. It's going to run a little bit cooler. It's going to have new technology, but it's going to have 65% more torque. Let's just ignore that for now. It's going to have 850 inch-pounds. On the two, it has two gearboxes as well, low and a high. Low is going to be your torqueier setting, but this is 700 and 2100 RPMs, and it has a 24 position clutch. Pretty standard fare half-inch opening, and it has an all-metal chuck as well. And, you know, it's really going to work for you, but that's not the biggest thing that's coming down. It's great to see. It looks good. It's going to feel good. But the new Gen 2 18-volt 1+ HP brushless half-inch hammer drill, this is going to be a powerhouse. This is going to be the flagship drill driver of Ryobi. And it's going to feel kind of like the other one. It's going to be a little bit smaller. It's going to run a little bit cooler. It's going to feel a little bit better in your hands. It does have a typical 18-volt HP 4 amp hour battery. It's not the Edge that comes with this. But if we take a look at it, this is the PBL HM10K1. And it comes with the kit. Now, if we look at the kit, it's $179. I mean, it's not bad. It's a brand new tool. If you just get the tool itself, it's $129. And let's just skip all the way down. They're going to talk about, you know, all the comparisons. And the percentage is greater is what it is. And I get it. And I love the marketing side of that and the excitement of that. But let's really look at what this means. 850 inch-pounds of torque. But we need to go to the BPMs, right? So then... here, 0 to 34,000 BPMs. Now, that stands for blows per minute. That's going to be your hammering in order to break through the stone and the solid materials. And it's going to have a ton of torque. Gearbox, 0 to 700, 0 to 2150. And that's in 24-position clutch. So it's going to be as light as a feather. And then it's going to be heavy as a 10-pound hammer. It's going to be able to do the job. It's half-inch opening on the all-metal chuck, LED, all this other great stuff. But... what I will say is it is a durable tool. It's going to work out great. It's going to fit with your current batteries. So, I love it, but let's move on because I'm more excited about the Impact driver. Now, whenever we look at the Impact driver, we got a picture up here. This is the Gen 2 18-volt 1+ HP brushless 4-mode 1/4-inch hex impact driver. Wow, that is a mouthful. We didn't even add in the battery. This is the 18-volt lithium HP Edge 4 amp hour battery, which is the Tablet 21700 cells that's in there and all that great stuff. So it releases the energy immediately instead of coming to a single point, so it gets all cooler. So we could go a lot more technical, but we're not going to. What we're going to look at is that this is actually a little bit more compact, but it has all the great performance here. What a great picture, huh? What's a great picture? Now with this kit, it comes with a 2 amp hour battery. They showed a Edge battery in the first one. Now it's a typical HP 2 amp hour battery, but it's going to cost you $129. This is the tool only PBL ID04B. Now, whenever I take a look at this, it's going to say 45% faster. It's going to go, it's going to tell you a story, and people want to believe a story. But let's get down here to the specifications. Again, this is 4 mode. The most powerful Ryobi impact driver features 18-volt 1+ HP technology, delivering more power, runtime, durability, and speed using powerful brushless motors, advanced electronics, and high-performance lithium technology. Delivers over 45% faster driving compared to the PCL235. Again, that's the brushed version. That's fine. Then drives large fasteners up to 2,300 inch-pounds of torque. Ultimate control with 3 speeds. That's great. Plus an assist mode. Assist mode, it's a variable speed, and it has a variable speed trigger. Now, the assist mode, that's going to start out slow, and then you're going to be able to drive a little bit faster. And then when you go into reverse, it's going to kick it, and then it's going to come out. Now, that's going to give you better controllability so that you're going to be able to do the job and not strip crap out. And that's just what we do as people out there, as DIY. We're just going to break stuff, and then we're going to learn from it, right? But with that being said, fast driving with 0 to 40, 200. Now, IPM, that's impacts per minute. Now, blows per minute is when it does this right here, right? So it's going to blow. It wants to break things out, and that's on the hammer drill. But when you go to the impact, and it says impact, that actually has horizontal impacts, and that sends a shock wave, which disturbs or breaks up the friction, so it's able to drive it down, and it just sends a shock wave down it, right? And you want the impact, but it's not going to break stuff. It's literally sending shock waves down, and they do it through a few different ways, but this way is the most efficient, and it typically has equal and opposite weighted hammers, arbors, inside of the metal housing, and it really is super efficient, and it's awesome. You have a 1/4-inch hex quick connect chuck. It's going to shoot out your little bits whenever you pull it out, and it's going to put it back in there. And it's all the great stuff that you always want. Quick change bits, maximum durability with die-cast gear case. We talked about that. Eliminate the workspace with an onboard LED work light. It's a light. You should have it. That's standard fare. If you don't have it, there's a problem. For best performance, you got to pair it with the 4 amp hour lithium high performance edge battery. I mean, they show it in the picture. You should. It's the best battery that they have, and I would say that's the one that you need to do. You need to pair it with, and before we go into the saw, I am going to say it is subjective, and it's going to be nominally better than the previous version. So if you need to replace something, go ahead and get the better one. It's going to help you. It's going to be newer. It's going to have better technology and all that great stuff. It also comes with a Gen 2 18-volt 1+ HP brushless 7 1/4 circular saw. I'm looking forward to this. I do like this, and it does have a rafter hanger here. So if you do any type of framing, anything like that, you're going to be able to throw this up. You're actually going to be able to hang it. I do like that. Now, they make mobile ones and everything else, but, this is good stuff. We should see that on a tool like this. Now, this is PBL CS302 Bravo B. It's going to cost you $139. Not a bad price. They're keeping the prices pretty much the same. 3 times faster cutting, 370 cuts per charge. Okay, what's your battery size? So it's all subjective. But this is good. Adjustable depth gauge up to 2 9/16, and it has a 56-degree bevel, which is really good. Easily ripped through stacked materials, of course, but has 5,000 RPMs. Listen, this is a fantastic saw. I will tell you that. I've done tests, and this is going to be nominally better than what we have right now, but it's going to be better. Go ahead and watch my other videos. I've done circular saw tests, and it just works fantastic. Harness the power, all this great stuff, specifications, and it's everything I talked to you about just a minute ago. Here it is. 2 9/16 at 0 degrees, and then 1 13/16 at 45 degrees. That's your depth of cut. Now, I'm going to say that again. It's 1 13/16 inch at 45 degrees. So that's one of the big questions everyone has, is when you put it on an angle, what is your depth of the cut? Now, that's really important to know. It has the vacuum port hose and all that great stuff, and it accepts 1 1/4 inch and 1 7/8 inch holes. You're going to be able to get adapters for that. That's pretty standard fare. for the things that we know, it's going to come with a 24 tooth, which is just a framing saw, but it's going to be carbide tipped. It's actually not a bad saw blade. I've used a saw blade on a bunch of stuff. I do love the circular saws. But let's move on, and this is the reciprocating saw, and what do you know, right up here, it does have a rafter hanger as well. This is the Gen 2 18 volt 1+ HP brushless reciprocating saw. This looks good, right? They changed this handle up a little bit. I don't see any vibration isolation, so what they're probably doing is they have some vibration isolation, probably some grommets, some good rubber material inside of here to reduce that friction and the vibration on your hands, because that's the biggest thing here. Now, they've used a bunch of anti-vibration technology in some of the other tools. This one I'm not seeing it, so it's probably built right in here. That's probably exactly what it is, but I can't be sure until I actually test it. Model number PBLRS02 Bravo. MSRP $139. Fully expecting that. Let's go ahead and jump down the specifications. The most powerful Ryobi reciprocating saw utilizes 18 volt 1+ HP technology to deliver more power, runtime, durability, and speed using powerful brushless motors, advanced electronics, and high performance, again, lithium technology. Delivers 2 times faster cutting when compared to, well, the brushed version. Of course, I would hope so. Delivers up to 470 cuts per charge, and that's cutting through 2x4's white pine, the super soft stuff. But fast, aggressive cutting with 3,200 SPM, that's strokes per minute, and a 1¼ inch stroke length. So between the start and the finish of the stroke, it's going to be able to go that deep. That's not too bad, but it's going to cut through just about everything. This is what you're going to have your demo. This is what really is going to work well, and I got to say, this is one of those things, and I'm just going to go over to the vault really quick. Between all these tools, just pairing everything up and looking at this, what I will say is I'm happy that Ryobi is improving incrementally. Can they do better? Absolutely, they can do better, and I fully expect them to do better within future versions of these tools. We're going to get back to some of the old accessories and some of the other things that they were doing, but these are just some really good pictures of the circular saw, what they're cutting through. The rafter hangers, we're really going to highlight this. We're going to highlight this, the vacuum, and what does this look like? Profile pictures, head-on pictures. You know, they're going to be using some of the spade bits. We're going to be cutting on stepper bits. You know, it's really high-quality pictures. It looks good, has good rubber overmolding. What else can I say to keep everyone engaged? But just take a look at the pictures, and it's going to show, well, it's going to demonstrate to you. Look at this big old spade bit. That's like a 2-inch spade bit right through. It's not a spade bit. That's it's a hole saw. My brain just died. I can't remember the name of it. Don't hold it against me. I'm just a guy making YouTube videos. I don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go. So this right here is pretty telling. I like the redesign. You can really tell visually, tell it apart. Everything else looks pretty the same. I'd like to see a mag tray built into this at some point. They need to get the lights off the base. They need to put the lights back up here, right on top. They got to do it. Maybe next versions. I've been a big critic of that, but I love the performance, so I'm not going to complain too much. Doubles as a hammer. Look at that flat backing on there. Go ahead, hit it with the biggest nail you can find. See how that works out for you. And then we take a look at this. I mean, it just looks good. They have really good new offerings. Oh, some pretty big lags. Now, they are showing sheet metal. I like that they're showing sheet metal because one of the things here that I've been critic about is that Milwaukee does it. Now, this is the same company as Milwaukee. This is Tectonic Industries. They should, on the assist mode, and I'm going to test this out, they should, once they feel the friction release from the self-tappers, they should slow it down so you don't strip it out, because it's really powerful stuff, you know. And you got to take a look at that, and you got to take that into consideration. You know, have their new accessories here. I'm really excited to test this out. I want to see if it stops once it loses that friction based upon the self-tapper. That should be good to see. Now we're getting into this stuff. So I'm going to stop right there. What do you all think? I've given you a detailed version of what this looks like. I will be doing some testing on some of the Gen 2 tools. Stay tuned. Don't forget to tune back in. I'm not going to keep you any longer. My name is Brent. This has been None the Wiser. Hope you're a little bit wiser after this video, and if you're not, watch it again. And if that doesn't, watch it again. And until next time, I'll see you later. Take care.